Hello everyone and welcome back to my video. In today's video we are going to be going over a new set of monthly developer notes which came out a lot later than I was expecting. I was actually expecting them to be out in the first half of the month, but they decided to wait till the end. But that's okay, because we get a little bit more info about what's coming next, which is kind of nice. So the first thing we are getting is a 3 times speed for longer gameplay, or longer content, so Demonic Beast, Hero Arena, Training Cave, and Labyrinth. The ones I think really needed it were Labyrinth and Demonic Beast. Hero Arena, Training Cave don't take too long if you have a half-decent team. Maybe Hero Arena if you're doing the harder difficulties, but if you're doing like a difficulty that isn't too hard for you, it's not too bad. Training Cave, you can just skip ticket, it's not long. If you have to, of course, if you do the challenges, you can skip ticket. But Labyrinth and Demonic Beast is definitely where it was needed, especially with Demonic Beast. You know, if you keep failing on Demonic Beast, this will help sort of speed up the process instead of you having to wait constantly. Especially on the new Demonic Beast, there's a lot of RNG that's sort of needed with cards, which you can't reset. You can't reset cards, you know, by restarting the game. So it's kind of nice to have a sort of basically a quicker reset sort of thing. I'm pretty sure they're adding this also during the next update, which is the live stream is tomorrow as of recording this video because I'm busy. Second improvement, speed of changing equipment options. So, when changing equipment options and values using items such as anvils, we plan to improve the time-consuming process of setting target values so that you can play in a shorter time when preparing gear. Basically, it's gonna just chew through your anvils a lot quicker than previously. They're gonna go through anvils quicker, but you'll get your the gear you want quicker, I guess technically. Third, add costume bulk. You can just upgrade your costumes in bulk now. When, let's say, a new collaboration character comes out, you buy all their outfits, you want to max out all their outfits, you can now use this bulk upgrade thing. Once again, I'm pretty sure all of this will be added during the next update, which is kind of nice. Fourth update, Mass Awakening doesn't really matter. You're not really going to be doing Mass Awakening unless you, for example, once again, it's a collab, you pull 4 of the characters, and you want to Super Awaken, or you want to SA6 all of them. Then yeah, then slightly it is good. Fifth improvement, star fact opening, don't care, it's just opening card packs. You can now open more than 5 at a time. That's it. That's literally it. There's not too big of an improvement. UI stuff, they're just changing a few things, how stuff's displayed, which I don't really care about. Basically, so when you click on a character and you hold it down, and then the menu comes up and it says, "Oh, they have buffs on this side, debuffs on this side." They're going to change that up just a little bit, and probably make it a little bit better because you have to sort of scroll down. If they have too many buffs, too many debuffs, you have to scroll down on whatever the debuff or the buff side to find a specific one. Maybe they'll change it. So if let's just say you've got Transcendent, you've got 5 Transcendent on attack lower buffs, it will say the debuff and then the amount of debuffs there are. So what the debuff is and then how many of them you have. That will just save the time I'm going to scroll through them. LR stuff, don't really care. It just tells you characters who meet the conditions who can be LR'd, that's it. And people who do not meet the conditions. That's all. Nothing really too big. In addition, we will improve visibility of the normal / hell difficulty switch button when challenging boss battles. Also, we plan on okay, don't really care. This bottom bit doesn't really matter. These ones are quite nice. These ones are quite nice. The bottom one, it's not useful. It doesn't really. It saves you like a second. This one's not needed, but okay, I guess. This one's kind of mid as well. And then they talk about the current next update that's coming out. So the next update we will be doing, or the next update we will have, will be catastrophes. The 7 plagues, it means 7 catastrophes, but of course Google Translate JP to global to English isn't the best. Basically, a planned update for the second chapter will be also without voiceovers, but from chapter 3, which will be updated in the future, we will unveil it with voiceovers probably applied. Basically, they're not planning on adding voiceovers until the start of chapter 3, and then they'll do all the voice stuff from chapters 1 till 3, which is okay. But it's taken you a year and a quarter to release another chapter that you said was going to come out once every 3 months. It's taken you a year and 3 months to produce the content, which is okay, but it also lets us know it's probably going to be a 600 banner tomorrow. I don't think it'll be anything higher, possibly a 900. Of course, from October November time last year, we had a lot of leaks of like new catastrophe stuff they were adding. They just, I guess, didn't find a time to release it. Ever thought about, not releasing UR base Gotha and releasing a catastrophe update, which is actually when it should have been released, instead of trying to grind money out of people even more by releasing a UR based character, during a break month, but whatever, it's no marble, I guess. The seasonal festivals apparently need to be a thing. Chapter 2, however, we want to maintain completeness of the content. Not true. If it was complete, you would be releasing it with voiceover. You just want to get the content out. To encounter various aspects, such as how we respond after the content has already been unveiled to players and adjusting the additional recording schedule. I don't think it's hard to record voice lines for a site that's been out for over a year and a quarter already. You've released a new Roxy, you've released a new Shin. You can't tell me that you couldn't have called the voice actors in to do the lines for that whilst they were doing the lines for the new characters you're releasing. It's a little bit iffy. I understand like Lilia, Easton, Camilla's even got a new character, but yeah, I understand those characters because they haven't had a new character, so maybe you haven't called them into the studio to do voice acting. But there's some of them which there's no excuses to. It's just a few voices, it's a few lines. Yeah, you may have to do it a few times, but it's not a big of a deal. And this available, we shared information about improvements scheduled for the end of June. Yeah, that's this next update. In next notes, we will share information about new content we are developing and changes to regular content. Okay. Changes to regular content I like because it means they're probably going to improve some of the current content that can be improved. I'm hoping when they mean regular, they mean like just like standard content that we either like content that is always in the game regularly available, or the regular events we get, Chaos Mode PvP, Final Boss, Tower Trials, that kind of stuff. Because all of them need improvements. Final Boss hasn't changed since its release. Chaos Mode's getting kind of stale, and it could definitely use with a full overhaul. And well, Tower Trials has been dead since they removed the permanent Tower Trials because the rewards are now horrible. But it's rewards nonetheless. But overall, it's not too bad. They're basically just telling us lots of improvements, which is kind of nice. The 3 times is very good. Like, that is going to be very good, especially when you've got a farm. When you've got a farm lots of, like, demonic beasts, for example, you want to get all the Nidhogg relics, right? And because there's 2, I think it's 2 times, or it may have ended recently, but the 2 times demonic beast rewards. I think that ended this week. Or it's this week. I'm not too sure. But if you want to farm them, it will make it much easier. But that's the thing. Like, the demonic beast takes so long. Like whenever I make a demonic beast video, it's like 10-15 minutes. If I can remove another time off that, so a little bit of time off that would be quite nice. Hero Arena, kind of nice. Training caves don't really matter. But overall, lots of this stuff is quite useful. So if I go over it, like useful. Technically, these 2 are they can be useful. This one is nothing. Like I believe they could have added that without announcing that they're going to improve it. I don't think that's really needed. UI stuff. This one's quite nice because currently the way it's laid out isn't the best. That one, it's kind of mediocre, but okay. That one's okay, not really needed. And then of course the catastrophe story, which is quite nice. They're talking about how they're going to update it. I do hope that they finish Ragnarok this year, hopefully, and then focus on the catastrophes. Or, completely... They should have finished Ragnarok before they even started catastrophes anyway. Because now they're working on 3 different stories. Technically, they're also working on 4, because you had 4 Nights, you had the Sin stories, you had catastrophes, and you had Ragnarok, and they were all being developed at the same time. Imagine if it's, 2 teams developing 4 different stories. It's a lot of work. Plus, they've also got to develop characters, collaborations, improvements to the game, testing, relics, adding all of these new things to the game regularly. I feel like they sort of just pulled themselves a little short. They sort of spread themselves out a little bit too thin. And that's the reason why we haven't had story for like ages. But it's the same with Ragnarok. Ragnarok also had like a year break where they released absolutely nothing for a year. So I don't think Ragnarok was a year. I think it was about 6 months. But yeah, this is what was needed. If they did update this soon, then I was probably going to say that Catastrophe Story would have been dead until the end of Ragnarok, which is what I think they should have done anyway. I think it would have been better anyway. But anyway, that's just how it is. Not too bad. Some good multi-developer notes, and yeah, we'll see what the update holds for us tomorrow. Goodbye.